Yo guys, just wanted to do a quick little video for you. I'm out here in the Empire of Dirt swatting the shit flies away while I do some work here. One thing I wanted to show you is this cool little tool I have here. I'm not exactly sure what it's called other than it's made by RCBS and it obviously installs primers. So just to kind of bring you up to speed on what I'm doing, I got my 17.556 rounds here that I'm putting together just for reference. Case on the left is a 17.556. Case on the right is a 5.56. I neck it down to accept a 17 caliber bullet, and it's like a laser beam. Mid fours, depending on how I load it, could be over 5,000 feet per second, which is basically incredible. 20 grain pill is what I'm currently using, a Hornady VMAX. But anyways, to get back to the meat and potatoes of this video, I have my empty case here, getting ready to be primed. Now I have this tool I wanted to show you. So if you aren't familiar with something like this, it's called like a shaker tray. It's called a primer tray by RCBS, but some people call them shaker trays. So what you do is you take your primers. They come in typically packs of 100, but you can buy them by the thousands. So take however many primers that you need out. In this case I have 50. You dump the primers in this tray, you put the lid over it, and with magic and science you shake this thing up like this, and it orients them all in one direction. So depending on how you need it, you can either run them that direction, or if you need them the other direction, you just flip this over and you have all your primers in the same direction. So it's easier to do this next part, which involves taking this little rod. Now this is the large primer rod, but it's got this gland at the end of it, and you have that little tray with all your primers lined up in a certain way, and you just sit there and push them into this primer magazine, if you will, until you get however many. Again, we're doing 50 here. Now I'll put that aside. That was just for demonstration purposes. Put this back over here. Now, getting back to this, you have a large primer tool holder or tool and a small primer tool that I have in there. Now I'm just doing this on my phone, so it's shaking all over the place, but I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what's happening here. It's a really cool tool. There's actually multiple different tools for this this task, but this is just one of them that I have that I'm working with now. So again, we have our unprimed case. This just happens to be FC. Not exactly sure what that head stamp is. Freshy maybe, I don't know. But anyways, this one might be tricky because it's still got a weird crimp on it, but I did swage these, which basically just reams out the primer pocket hole. But anyways, enough talking. So what you're gonna see here is, like I was telling you before, you fill this thing up with all your primers, and then you flip it over and put it on in that little hole, and then you pull that pin, that cotter pin, and all your primers are basically lined up in a row in this rod. It's like a primer magazine. And now what you're gonna do is trying to do this one-handed now, folks. Push down on this lever here. Keep an eye on that. Watch. Press down. That cams over, puts that little thing right over top of it. Pull back. Look at that primer right there. No fiddle fucking around with tiny little things that you could barely pick up. So primer gets loaded into the holder. Then you take your unprimed case. Now again, I'm doing this one-handed, so you might have to bear with me here. Give me 1 second. You put your unprimed case in the shell holder that the primer's on. Ooh, shaky. And all you do again, press down, and then you lift up on this thing, one-handed again, and look at that, freshly primed. Unbelievable. Pretty cool stuff. Again, there's a whole bunch of other tools that you can use for this. Some look like a label maker where you the little shaker tray is built into it, and you kind of squeeze it and force the primers in. Like you put the empty casing on top of it and you squeeze it and it forces it in. But when I looked at those, it just looked like my hands were going to hurt doing that. So what I have here is something that my buddy Ryan set me up with, which I think is a lot more easy on the hand. So again, we'll do another one. We got this little lever here that's in the down position. Push down, pull back, primer's in there. Let me put my leg under here, get my next empty case. No cheating, no tricks. Slide that on, push down, lift up, primed case, done deal. This is a Remington 223. And you just keep going on down the line. It's like a little assembly line. Do one more for you just to get a little close-up action on this thing. Watch. So you could see the primer there right above that little round brass Dutzer thing. Push down, over top, back off, put my knee under it to drop that down, grab my shell case, put it right over top, push down, lift up with my knee because I'm one-handed. Bam. How cool is that? That's pretty cool. It's also cool that my phone doesn't focus. That's cool. I'll just bring it in to be belligerent. See if it ever focuses. Nope, focuses on the handle. There we go. There we go. Oh, doesn't like that kind. That's pretty cool though. Just wanted to show you guys that. I'll post this up to see, give you guys a little deeper glimpse into how reloading goes. This is super primitive stuff that I'm set up with. Guys that I know that do competitive shooting and whatnot have super multi-stage progressive presses with laser eyes and automation, all of which is pretty bitchin', but it's expensive and I don't really need that amount of ammo at this point. So I'm just making my hunting loads here for next season, October. So my goal is to have at least 500 before I start the season. And with this next batch of 50, I'll be up to 200 already. So pretty cool stuff. I'll give you guys make another video for you guys once I do another process of this, like shaping the case or stuff like that. That might be pretty neat for you guys to see. But anyways, have a good night.